work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all the steps for the lesson appear here. These are the steps you need to follow to create the project, and the teacher will guide you through each of these step by step. Though if you wish to go ahead and follow them yourself, that's no problem. You will normally be working with two tabs, one tab for the instructions and one tab for creating the code and your project. When you have completed a step, come back to the Instructions tab and click on this green Done button. You get an award and learning points for each step you complete. Under the video box, you will see what step the teacher is currently on. Under that, you will see the chat feed. The chat feed shows you how everyone is doing, and you can put your own entries into it by clicking on the blue chat button and entering your question or message. Or you can give a quick thumbs up or down, or even put in emojis by using the green react button. After the teacher has shown you how to do a step, click on the exit full screen button to make the video go back small. Try it now. Okay, that's it for the instructions. We can't wait to see what you create. And remember, you can always come up with your own ideas and add them into your project. If you do want to share your project and your own ideas, you can do that using the purple button at the bottom of the lesson. We often show the best ones at the start of the next class. Okay, today's lesson is going to start in a few minutes, so strap in and get ready to code. Hey everyone, we'll be starting the live lesson shortly, but before we do, let's go over a few instructions on how live lessons work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all the steps for the lesson appear here. These are the steps you need to follow to create the project, and the teacher will guide you through each of these step by step. Though if you wish to go ahead and follow them yourself, that's no problem. You will normally be working with two tabs, one tab for the instructions and one tab for creating the code and your project. When you have completed a step, come back to the Instructions tab and click on this green Done button. You get an award and learning points for each step you complete. Under the video box, you will see what step the teacher is currently on. Under that, you will see the chat feed. The chat feed shows you how everyone is doing, and you can put your own entries into it by clicking on the blue chat button and entering your question or message. Or you can give a quick thumbs up or down, or even put in emojis by using the green react button. After the teacher has shown you how to do a step, click on the exit full screen button to make the video go back small. Try it now. Okay, that's it for the instructions. We can't wait to see what you create. And remember, you can always come up with your own ideas and add them into your project. If you do want to share your project and your own ideas, you can do that using the purple button at the bottom of the lesson. We often show the best ones at the start of the next class. Okay, today's lesson is going to start in a few minutes, so strap in and get ready to code. Hey everyone, we'll be starting the live lesson shortly, but before we do, let's go over a few instructions on how live lessons work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all the steps for the lesson appear here. These are the steps you need to follow to create the project, and the teacher will guide you through each of these step by step. Though if you wish to go ahead and follow them yourself, that's no problem. You will normally be working with two tabs, one tab for the instructions and one tab for creating the code and your project. When you have completed a step, come back to the Instructions tab and click on this green Done button. You get an award and learning points for each step you complete. Under the video box, you will see what step the teacher is currently on. Under that, you will see the chat feed. The chat feed shows you how everyone is doing, and you can put your own entries into it by clicking on the blue chat button and entering your question or message. Or you can give a quick thumbs up or down, or even put in emojis by using the green React button. After the teacher has shown you how to do a step, click on the Exit Full Screen button to make the video go back small. Try it now. Okay, that's it for the instructions. We can't wait to see what you create. And remember, you can always come up with your own ideas and add them into your project. If you do want to share your project and your own ideas, you can do that using the purple button at the bottom of the lesson. We often show the best ones at the start of the next class. Okay, today's lesson is going to start in a few minutes, so strap in and get ready to code. Hey everyone, we'll be starting the live lesson shortly, but before we do, let's go over a few instructions on how live lessons work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get bigger and cover your whole screen. When the lesson starts, you will see all the steps for the lesson appear here. These are the steps you need to follow to create the project, and the teacher will guide you through each of these step by step. Though if you wish to go ahead and follow them yourself, that's no problem. You will normally be working with two tabs, one tab for the instructions and one tab for creating the code and your project. When you have completed a step, come back to the Instructions tab and click on this green Done button. You get an award and learning points for each step you complete. Under the video box, you will see what step the teacher is currently on. Under that, you will see the chat feed. The chat feed shows you how everyone is doing, and you can put your own entries into it by clicking on the blue chat button and entering your question or message. Or you can give a quick thumbs up or down, or even put in emojis by using the green React button. After the teacher has shown you how to do a step, click on the Exit Full Screen button to make the video go back small. Try it now. Okay, that's it for the instructions. We can't wait to see what you create. And remember, you can always come up with your own ideas and add them into your project. If you do want to share your project and your own ideas, you can do that using the purple button at the bottom of the lesson. We often show the best ones at the start of the next class. Okay, today's lesson is going to start in a few minutes, so strap in and get ready to code. Hey everyone, we'll be starting the live lesson shortly, but before we do, let's go over a few instructions on how live lessons work and how you can join in. First of all, let's talk about the teacher's video box. This is the video box that I'm in and that you're looking at right now. This is where the teacher will share their screen and show you what to do. When the teacher is showing you how to do something, you should make this video box go into full screen by clicking on the full screen icon here. Try it now and this video should get big.
Hey guys, welcome back to our live lessons. We are back to normal, back to our normal routine. So I'll be on every Wednesday at 7 o'clock for our live lessons. So good to see a few people on today. As the weeks go on, I'm sure all the people who were here before the summer are gonna come back and join us. So we have a lot of people coming our way. Good to see people back on. Let me just have a look at who's in. We have Heath who is back in. Here's Business on board. We have Real Gamer. We have Debug Kingo. And Kingo, I think you might be new. Good to see you. Hey, Real Gamer, back to school. He's a sad face. And Real Gamer question, what does the pencil beside the done button? That's it's not really, we won't be using it for our live lessons. It's more of a thing you'll be using maybe if you use Code in Ireland in school. Yeah, but good to see everyone here. Right, today's live lesson, guys, is about a memory game. And you'll notice that unusually for our live lessons, this has an unusual title in that it says Part 1. So this is actually a lesson that was way into the Coding Ireland catalogue. I had to go miles back to find it. So there's a lot of code in here. I'm hoping we get Part 1 and Part 2 done. Part 2, you'll need to watch my video for rather than follow the instructions like you probably do normally. but I'm hoping we will be able to get through it all. I think we should be able to. So just let me share my screen and we will kick things off. Good to be back. And hopefully you guys can see my screen now. So we have the guys on board. So this whole game is going to be based off, hey, business and real gamer chatting away. This whole game is based off this device. It's called Simon. Probably not as popular these days. How it basically worked was it would flash different colors. So let's say green, green, red, yellow, blue, green, red, blue, yellow. And if you were playing it, you'd have to remember the pattern that was on that flashed at you, and you would have to be able to put it in, like repeat the pattern back into it. And sounds super easy. It's easy for the first like 5 colors, and then it gets very tricky from then on in. So, it's going to be a cool old game, but we have a lot of steps to get through here. I think there's, God, what is there? 10 in this step, and there's 7 in the next, so 17 steps. It's an awful lot. Kingo, hello. I think you might be new to us. This is a lot of code, guys. If anyone does need a bit of extra time, because there's going to be time where I'm going to ask you to do something, draw on Scratch and things like that. If you need a few extra minutes, that's no problem, guys. This isn't like a time thing that I have. I can only stay on here for an hour, unfortunately. But if you feel like you need to put more time in something, no problem at all. That's why we have this video. So you can pause the video and take your extra time to do your finishing touches, and then unpause the video whenever you're ready. That's the beauty of having the video there. It makes it a lot easier just to stop and start. And you don't have to wait for me to do it, and I don't have to wait for you to do it. So it kind of works both ways. So the game we're making a version of is called Simon. And we are going to be making it through Scratch. So I want you guys to open up your Scratch, same as we normally do. You can open it up via the Coding Ireland website. I am not going to sign in, but I would recommend if you have a sign in to do it. Hey, Buffman, good to see you. Just check if these are working again. I must make a note to get them fixed again. So we're opening Scratch, and of course we're deleting the cat. There's no cat in our game. So guys, the first step, I'm going to lay it out here for you. We basically need to download this sprite, okay? So I'm going to click on it, same as yourself. You'll see it downloaded because it downloads up here. And we're going to upload that into Scratch. So we should go into Scratch, go choose a sprite. We go into upload sprite, and oh, this actually came with all the steps, did it? I think that actually came with all the code. I'm going to delete all the code, guys. I think that'd be cheating. Oh, I need to delete it in a certain order. Because we could use this, but I'd feel bad about it. Detach all of this. I can leave these guys in because we'll be using them. Is there any more code here? Oh, there is. So if you guys have done the same as me, just delete all of this. I know. I didn't notice that when I was looking at the lesson beforehand. So I've got a completely clean project. You need to delete it in order. Just make sure everything's off your page. And give me a thumbs up in the chat when that is done. So give me a thumbs up in the chat once you've got that done. So you download the sprite by clicking on the Coding Ireland instruction 3 over the right-hand side of the screen. And all we need is basically this sprite. And it has costumes, blank, yellow, green, red, blue. And we'll talk about them in a second. We're good to see people back online. Good man, Kingo, fair play to you. If you could just delete all those extra little bits of code that you don't need, that we're basically going to be repeating now, because we obviously don't need to double up on ourselves. Good man. So we've uploaded that sprite. This has 5 sprites already set up. And it says he wants us to create our own sprite. I don't know if we need to create our own sprite. I don't know if that's an element we need. Create a new sprite and draw a black circle with 4 smaller circles. Yeah, we have that. In the blank costume, make sure the small circles aren't too bright. Oh, sorry, it's saying we could maybe do 2 of these things. We don't need to. I'm gonna use the download. You could create your own sprite, but it means you have to do this 4 times, and it would take an awful long time. I'm gonna move straight on, guys, because I don't think anyone's gonna do that. I think you guys are all gonna download the version that's already there because it's much easier. I hope you would anyway. So the next thing we need to do is create variables and create lists, right? So this is going to be something we haven't really done. We haven't really done lists before. Variables we use nearly every week, but lists we haven't seen that many times. So I need 3 variables: level, color, X. Okay, so let's go back into the code, go into variables, level. Oh, actually, is this just me, guys, or did you guys all get this? So I already have the variables called level, color, and this one says my variable, which I might rename to X because that's what we said in the instructions. Did they appear in your game? Did your guys' game already appear with code built into it? It did, yeah. All right, I'm going to check the lists, just make sure there's lists as well. So that's my blocks. Okay, I deleted the blocks anyway, so that shouldn't be an issue. Okay, and I have the lists as well, so they're also in variables. If we wanted to make a list again, if you like to look at them, that's where they are. All right, so step 4 is already there. So now what we're going to do is create some custom block, guys. We're going to skip a few steps because obviously uploading that, automatically sets in a lot of things. We're going to create custom blocks. Custom blocks. It's the file. Yeah, it's there with the images. Look, it's nice to have a few shortcuts. I didn't think it would have images now. There's a code. I've never seen that before. But anywho, I need 5 custom blocks, right? So these are in my blocks. I need to make a new one. And basically, we don't need to write any of these, guys. You just write red and then OK. And you shouldn't have one that says define red. Business you can't download. Why is that, I wonder? Wonder is that an iPad issue? Business, you do have the option to make these yourself. And the idea is that each one, it would obviously take a little bit longer. Big red circle. The first one is just big black circle and red, blue, yellow, green. And they're all kind of hazy. They're all a little bit turned off. Then you see this one, obviously the yellow is a little bit more bright than the rest of them. Green more bright, blue more bright, red more bright. And obviously that looks more, you can see that a lot more when you're flicking through them rather than when they're sitting still. So if you want, you could just make your own business. It wouldn't give me one that has it. I can't share, unfortunately, because my Scratch is not logged in. So red, blue, green, yellow, play. So I'm going to make all these blocks. Red, blue, green, yellow, and then the last one is play round. So that's actually a number one. So we'll go back in and we'll say number. We're going to call it play round. And then the number or text is going to stay there. So we're going to say that. We're going to say number. And we'll get to all that. I'll have to code all that later on. There will be steps for it. So give me a thumbs up in the chat, guys, if you have that done. Keep me up to date with where you are. We're moving really well. I want to make sure no one's left behind. How can I help you out, business? I'm wondering, because I can't share mine. I'm not logged in. It's not going to let me share my Scratch account. But if anyone wants to share their Scratch project into the chat now, Beesons will be able to access it and start editing, and it won't affect your screen. Up to you guys. If anyone could do that and help give Beesons a hand, I'm sure he'd really appreciate it. Now, I wonder why you can't download. I wonder what's stopping you from downloading. Ah, Real Gamer. There's a pal. I wish my thing would go away. You don't actually have to write a number. So Kingo, watch this. When you make a block, you write in here. You click this button, and basically it makes two sections. So basically you say play around, and then you just say, I just deleted the text where it said text. But you don't necessarily need to say that. You can just say, you can leave it the way it is. I've added it in twice there, so I'm going to delete it. He's your friend in real life. There you go. Not just a virtual friend. Okay, next round. So a bit of code. We need to set up the game. So let's add this game. When the green flag's clicked, go to the middle of the screen, obviously, and go to the first costume. Do you roam without screen refresh? So I'm going to click in that code, guys. I'm actually going to stack these over here because I want them nice and neat. You know, guys, I like to keep my code neat. And I'm going to code beside it. So I'm actually going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. We're going to say go to 0, 0. So we don't want it to move around the screen. Switch costume to blank. So that's in looks. Always think about, you know, the color of the code and things. Oh, so that's fair. Do I run without screen refresh? I'm not sure what you mean by screen refresh. Real Gamer, ask me again. Set level to 0. So that's in your variables. So you need to change that to say level. So it says it's in variables is set color to a 0 because color is the first one that was made. We can change that to level. And we want to say broadcast next round. So that's actually in events. So that's a few kind of messages we don't normally have there. And actually we need to change the message to next round. So a new broadcast called next round. So a little bit of coding going on there. Take your time with it. Make sure it's right. If you can find something, you have a few options. You can ask me. That's fine. Look at the color of it. If it's blue, it's probably in the blue section. If it's purple, purple section. The only ones that are sometimes a little bit hard is the ones that are to do with variables or broadcasting can be a little bit tricky. So make sure you have them right before you move on. If I tick the box. No problem, Wolfman. I'm going to hold on there for a second to make sure everyone is up to speed because I don't want to go too fast. And apparently there's a delay on my screen, so. No problem at all, guys. I'm hanging on here. Any questions, guys? Fire them into the chat. I'll try my best to answer them. Real Gamer is a tiny delay from my side, so that's fine. I'll slow down a little bit. I'm just going to get my screen up so you can see it. But then I also want to be able to see what your questions are, if there are any. So I will just slow down. Just a fun other element to this, we're also going to code a musical note for each of the colors. So we're going to have it like it kind of sings a song as it goes around, which is also nice. Not, you know, not the end of the world. I must sort out these. Actually, set a reminder for myself to sort out the done buttons because they are not working at the minute. and it's something we use a lot in our live lessons, so it'd be nice to get them back up. So I'll give it another minute, guys. Make sure everyone's okay. Make sure we're on the same page. I'm just going to go on to my Scratch so you can see it. Actually, send it afterwards. Yeah. And hopefully everyone is on the same page. Thanks for letting me know it was going fast, guys. Sometimes it's hard to know, especially when there's no people clicking done. Obviously, that's not your fault. That's the website has a glitch in it. But thanks for letting me know it was going too fast. It's sometimes hard to tell. Okay, good man. Sorry, just came around. Must have been really rushing through it. So I'm glad you're up to date now. Definitely these my blocks we don't use a whole lot. So it's nice to be able to use them every now and then. Just my blocks are what we use when we don't have what we're looking for in Scratch. Basically, when we're looking to add a code, we have to make our own block and we assign something to it. So it's kind of cool. Okay, I'm going to give about 30 more seconds, guys. If you need more time, there's no problem. Just say it in the chat or pause the video. Just know whatever suits you. Who's back in school, guys? Who's back in school today? I wonder, is anyone? I know a lot of people are back tomorrow. Use them. Oh, good man, go real gamer. Because they are tricky sometimes. Oh, Business back in today. I assume that means Real Gamer was back in today as well. Oh, it's a long year. Buffman was back in today. God, end of the summer. And it was raining today and everything where I am. Back to normal. It's good to have routine again, though. To be fair, I was getting very lazy over the summer. Okay, guys, I'm going to head on to the next step. If you need more time, pause the video, and you will be able to catch up with us as we move on, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to program the red, blue, green, and yellow custom blocks. So basically, we're going to tell the code what to do for each of those red blocks, blue blocks. And basically, it's the same thing for each one, except it's slightly different. I don't like that. Sounds so silly. So basically, for the red block, we wanted to switch costume to red. So we're going to give them all a little bit of space here. So the red block, we're going to switch costume to red, obviously. We are going to play an A on a trombone. So we're going to go into our play sound. And we want the A. And I thought it would play that now. It did not. And we're going to say switch costume to blank. So switch back to the first costume. So that's in looks again. Now, so that means when red happens, it goes to the red's costume, which obviously the red is lit up, plays the sound, and then goes back to normal. When green happens, guess what happens? We're going to go to switch costume to green. We are going to play, I wonder what color. I'm just going to keep with what's in the code. I don't think it matters a huge amount, but I'm going to keep what's on Coding Ireland. So C for green. And we want then to switch back to the blank. Same thing for the blue and the yellow. Switch costume to blue. What sound are we saying for blue? G. And switch back. And then for yellow, we are going to switch costume to yellow. We are going to play, what's the last one? D. And then switch back to the first costume. Switch back to blank. The last one, we're not going to code now. We're going to code that in a little bit. So we're actually most of the way through this lesson, guys. So I think we will get the whole game program today, which is good. It's nice to have a whole game done in the lesson. I was hoping that we would, and that we wouldn't have to drag it over 2 weeks. So basically what we're saying, and we will obviously have to trigger those, but each round is going to trigger a different combination of colors. And when it says like trigger red, it's going to say switch to the red costume. That's going to play A. It's a note. It's a random note. And then switch back to normal. Then it's going to have like random combination of red, green, blue, whatever. And that's where we're going to go from here, guys. So I'm glad you're all happy to be back in school. Buffman's happy enough to be back in school. I'm glad you're not dreading it, because that'll be the worst case scenario, I think. Real gamers happy to be back in school, I think. Really has got sad face down here. Oh, excuse me, guys. Yeah, no, good to be back in a routine. I feel like you get too comfortable on summer. Okay, guys, gonna go on to the next step here. If you're all okay, let me know in the chat if there's anything you want me to slow down for. Real Gamer doesn't mind it. He's happy enough. That's good. Let me just check my stream is still live. Kingo 11. Kingo 11 is back in tomorrow. So he had today, his last day of peace. Okay, Real Gamer, don't take your time. Kingo, are you looking forward to going back to school, or are you dreading going back to school? Or are you so excited that you won't sleep tonight? Oh my god. Good lord. There's a lot of code coming in now in the next while. Let me check what we have. Okay, actually, we've only like 2 more steps in this lesson. So actually, we should get it done. I really didn't know how this is going to go. I've never done this. Kingo is so excited. I'm glad. I'm delighted for you, Kingo. Really happy for you. Great to be excited. I hope you have a good teacher this year. Teacher makes all the difference. So, guys, I am going to move on to the next step now. If you need a minute, that's fine. In this step, there's maybe one. The last step might give you a bit of grief if you're looking to do it. Pause the screen if you want. That's no problem at all. That's what we have the video for. So you can pause it and then catch up with us whenever you feel like it. So we're going to basically start the rounds. So we've programmed when the green flag is clicked, this all resets and broadcasts this signal next round. So that's just like a signal to the whole game saying that signal is going out. Now we want to say what happens when you get that signal. So when you get that signal, we want to wait 1 second. We want to change the level to level 2 or level 1, and we want to play round level. I don't know, it's going to sound silly, but I'll show you now. So we were going to go into events. We're going to pick this one, and it says when I receive message 1 on my screen. Anyway, I'm going to pull that one out, and you can actually change that to the one that I said, which is next round. If you didn't change that, if you didn't rename your next round, that'll just say message 1. It really doesn't matter. As long as those 2 are the same, it might say message 1. If I've changed mine to next round, it really doesn't matter what it says as long as they match. You could say 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter. As long as they're the same in the broadcast one and in the when I receive one, then we're good. Kingo, I'll have a look at that now, maybe at the end of this. I'll be worried about getting sidetracked if I look at it now. I'm going to say wait 1 second. I'm going to say change level by 1. So that's in variables, guys. And it's right now it says change color by 1. But we're going to grab that out and we're going to say change level by 1. So you can change it with that little arrow because we knew level was a variable. And the last part, guys, is in the list section. There's loads of stuff in here. But we're looking for play round. Where do we think we'll find that? Oh, I think this is actually in the... I think this is actually talking about the my blocks. Yeah, it is. So actually that color is not great. See the way it's red in Scratch? That actually doesn't match what it's supposed to look like. So just be really careful. That's actually in my blocks. So play round. Because we actually said that down here. So really important, guys. If you're looking for that play round, it's in my blocks. Even though they're kind of slightly different colors. This is a kind of more pink than play round in the thing is red. So I'm going to say play round, and then you can see in Coding Ireland we have just the word level. If you're looking for that, it's in variables. So you grab out level and stick it in, and then you're good to go. That's that whole bit of code. Oh my gosh, this looks like a... That's a whole very, very, very complex looking piece of code, Kingo. I'm going to have to devote a little bit of time to that after this. So guys, I'm going to assume we're okay for this. Guys, the only part of that I think you might find hard is that last part where you might have to find the my block for play around. But let me know if there's any issues. I am going to just find this last part because it is kind of long. But it's just repetition, right? It's not hard. It's just repeating itself. So what we're going to say is we've defined all the other my blocks. We did not define what play round number means. Okay. And we have to define it. So we need to go into variables. And what we're going to do, we're going to delete. We need to delete we need to delete the sequence, delete all of sequence, delete all of answer. So I'm going to pull them out. Oh, there, it's actually that one. So delete all of sequence, delete all of answer. Okay. And then I'm going to pull out a repeat block, and I'm going to pull out a repeat block that just has, let's say, 10. So it doesn't really matter. I think, yeah, the one that says 10 is what we want because we just want it. We're going to change that number. We're going to change that number to the number of rounds it is. So basically round 1, you're only going to have to remember one flash of one number in the pattern. Round 2, you're going to have to remember 2 numbers in the pattern. Round 3, it's 3 numbers, 4, obviously, so on, so on. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually grab that number. See what I did there? I just grabbed it out of the top, and I'm putting it into the repeat section. Guys, again, if I'm going too fast or if I have done something you're not sure where I did it, put it in the chat. It's the only way I'll be able to find out. Otherwise, I'm going to have to guess that you did do it. I'm going to have to set color to. So that's in variables. So set color to. And I'm going to say random 1 to 4. So a random one. That's in operators. That's in maths. And we have pick random in here. We're going to drop that inside. And there's only 4 options. There's no 10 options. So that's what I have on my screen so far. Let me know if anyone needs a hand with that. So basically set the color to a random number. And what we're going to say is add color to sequence. So basically that sequence is like the memory of the device of the code. So we're going to say add. It's in sequence. I actually haven't used sequence before. That's kind of cool. So I'm going to pull this out. It's actually, right now it says add thing to answer. So we're going to actually change that. So I'm going to change it to sequence. And I'm going to say, I'm going to grab the color from the left-hand side of the screen with the variables. Drop that into where it says here, add color to sequence. And basically, all we need to do now is say what color is what. So basically, you know, the game is only so smart in that it doesn't know which colors are which. So we need to say color 1 is red, color 2 is blue, color 3 is green, and if it's not any of them, it has to be 4, which is yellow. Okay. So basically, this is just a lot of if then else blocks. So I'm going to get them out of control. So I'm going to grab the first one out. We want to say basically if, and it's the math section, equals. We want that. It's in operators, equals. So if, and basically we need the color. I'm going to show you a shortcut here, guys. Actually, I'm going to grab him out to the equal sign. I'm going to go and grab color from the variables. If color equals, and it says 50. I'm just going to change that to a 1. It doesn't really matter. Basically, I'm going to get my if then. Sorry, a little bit of dry throat. I'm going to get all of the if then else. So I need 1 if then else, 2 if then else, 3. I need 3 if then else blocks. I need to like sandwich them all inside each other. There's 2. There's 3. And it looks really messy, but it's fine. And basically, instead of making this code 3 times, I'm actually going to duplicate it. So I'm going to right click it, or if you're using a tablet, you can hold it down. I'm going to right click with my mouse and duplicate it. And then I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to drop them all inside the diamond kind of shape. So I'm going to say, if color equals 1, then into my blocks, we're talking about red. If color equals 2, then we're talking about blue. If color is equal to 3, then we're talking about green. And if it's none of them, remember your numbers have to change each time. Don't forget your numbers. And if it's none of those, guys, it's got to be yellow. It's the only other option. Because it just saves us doing another block. So basically, looks like a more complicated piece of code than it is. It is long, but a lot of this is just saying color 1 is red, color 2 is blue, color 3 is green, or else it's yellow. Guys, give me a thumbs up in the chat. I might get stuck doing that. I think my room's after getting very dark. Let me see if you guys can see me. It's pretty dark. Man, real gamer. And then, guys, unfortunately for you, your next step says that's the end of part 1. Now, I have part 2, don't worry, but you'll have to watch my screen. No, it won't be working yet, Buffman, because that's only half of the project. It's only half the code. So here's what's unusual with this. Right now, you're going to have to rely on my video for the instruction. You're not going to be able to go off your own. This is a part where it's going to be really important to watch my screen. And we don't normally do that, I know. I know we normally just rely on you guys having a look at the instructions yourself. This is the only project I'll have for this because it's the only one we have split into 2 parts. Just because I thought the people who would be on this call will be the more advanced people. And then as the weeks go on, it'll be maybe more people on who are trying their coding for the first time. So I thought, guys, that we have the people who are really experienced, that we would do something a little bit tricky. So if you're with me, if you're happy, we're going to keep going. So Buffman, you with me? You're going to keep going with this? Real Gamer submitted. So Real Gamer, we're going to keep going. All right. You guys can do the test if you want. That's fine. stay in this lesson, right? So stay in this Coding Ireland lesson. And I'm going to show you what part 2 looks like. So part 2, right, this all, step 1 is complete part 1. So you've already done that. We're already 1 step in. Basically what we've done now, if you click it, you can hear the noise once. And basically it's picking a different number each time. It should be random. So our next one is that we need to kind of program a little bit more into the game. So that's half of it. So basically, the player will enter their answer by moving an arrow and clicking the colored circles. So we're going to add an arrow sprite to the game. So we're going to add a second sprite in. So let's go into the sprite gallery. And I'm actually going to search arrow because I don't want to be looking around all day. Here's one. There's a nice little arrow. And the only difference between my arrow and this arrow is theirs is pointing upwards. So our first bit of code is going to be to make him point upwards. So our first bit of code is to switch costume to arrow D. So that's one of his costumes. So let's actually grab that out of events. When the green flag is clicked, we're going to switch costume to costume D. And I'm actually going to just show that with that one then. So my arrow is pointing up. Our next bit of code is that forever, we want the arrow. Actually, I'm going to zoom in on this code so you can see it. Forever, we want that arrow to go into motion to go to the mouse pointer. So that's actually where it says go to random position. I'm going to pull that out. So the random position one, but you're going to click on it and say mouse pointer. And what will happen then, if you click the green flag, all of a sudden that it's like attached to your mouse as you are over the screen. Okay, so that should work for you guys. And he actually doesn't go off the screen, which is handy. So that should be good. So I'm going to leave that open on the screen just so you guys can get it. Make sure you're talking to the arrow and not the pad. We don't need the pad moving around the screen. That would not help us. We just want to talk to the arrow here. Okay. I'm going to leave that up for a minute because it's going to be harder for you guys to follow the code if it's not on your screen, which I know. Obviously, next week I'm going to pick a lesson that's fully on your screen. It's going to be a lot easier for you guys to follow along with. This one I'm really pushing you guys, seeing how good you can get. Maybe microbit lesson. Yeah, we haven't used a microbit lesson in a while. Yeah, maybe we'll do microbit lesson next week. Why not? Okay, so that step is, guys, if you need a step to pause, that's fine. Pause the video. Now we have to do a little bit of code. And it looks more complicated than it is. Same as everything. It looks more complicated than it is. Basically, we want this sprite to be able to select buttons. So we want to say, Real Gamer, if you need to hang on, that's cool. It's no problem. I'm going to have to keep moving because we're going to run out of time. So pause my video. It's fine. Let me search this. I'll go back to ERB. It's no problem. So we're going to add, when this sprite is clicked, so we're going to pull this is into your, I'm actually going to pause him because he's going to keep annoying me. We're going to say when this sprite is clicked, yep. We basically want to say if it's touching the color red, then, so this is a little bit of coding going on here. We need an if and then block. So that's this one here, if then. We want to say if touching color. So this is in our sensing, right? So if, and it says touching color, the first option is blue. Now I'm going to say red. And how I'm going to do that to make it the exact shade of red that is, I'm going to click it, and I'm not going to try and fiddle around with these dials because you'll never get it. I'm going to grab this bottom option. And basically that's like a paint chipper. Whatever I click on, that's the it's going to go to. So that's exactly the right color. So don't go fiddling around with these dials. Make sure you click exactly where on the color you want. We want to say, if clicking red, then add 1 to answer. So that is looking like a variable. So add 1 to answer. And remember 1 equals red. And we're going to say broadcast red. So that's in events. We're going to say broadcast red. New message red. You need to make a new message for that. It's not going to have one automatically. And basically we're doing that for all the colors. So if touching blue, add 2 to answer, broadcast blue. If touching green, add 3 to answer, broadcast green. We're just going to add all of them in. And it's the same thing each time. We're going to put him underneath. I'm actually going to grab out the 4 blocks I need now. I'm going to actually do this all probably the quickest way, which was do it step by step where I don't have to look at each time. So we're going to do that. Now we're going to say if touching red, so we're going to say if touching blue. So I'm going to grab the page dropper. I'm going to say blue. If touching blue, add 2 to answer. And broadcast blue. And make a new message, blue. So this is talking to the arrow sprite. This isn't talking to the the pod. This is talking to the arrow. And same again here. If touching green, we are going to add 3 to answer, and we are going to broadcast green. And the last one, obviously, we have no yellow. I'm going to go click on the yellow. I'm going to say add 4 to answer and broadcast new message yellow. So if I clicked on it, so that's a little bit of coding. It's the same. It's basically the same thing again and again. So when this sprite is clicked, when the arrow is clicked, if it's touching the color, add 1, 2, 3, or 4, depending on the color, and broadcast the message to the game of the color. So you need to say the color, you need to mention what color you're talking to, and you need to do that. Guys, I am going to have to slightly pick up the pace because we are going to run out of time. Pause the video is my best advice, guys, because that's why we have this on video, so you can pause it. But I don't want to get this lesson half finished and then give up. I hate doing that. So I want to make sure you guys can get to the end of it. If there's a step that's causing you any problems, just make sure it looks like mine, all right? You can pause the video when I'm showing this, like my code, and make sure yours looks the same as mine, okay? Or when I'm showing the code in Ireland instructions, that's fine too. All we're going to say then, we want to say that the game has to check our answer against the machine's answer. So basically, we did round 1 there, which was, my green lit up there. So I should be able to click on the green, but I can't at the minute. It doesn't do anything. Let me get the big thing here. We don't have this yet. We want to get it though. So we want to check our answer. So basically we want to add down the bottom of it another if and then block. Let's just check if it's an if then else just before I do it. It is not, it's just one if block. We grab another if block in here. If, and it's from the math section, an equals one. But it's not just an equals one because I need length of answer equals length of sequence. So we need, that's in variables. That's actually in the list section. So we'll go further down. If the length of answer equals the length of sequence. So I got them from the list section. So we click on variables and you go down. You'll find it down here. If the list of answer equals the length of sequence, set x to 1. So that's up here. It's actually at the top of our variables. X is a variable that I made. If you don't have that variable, you can make it now. It's no big deal. We haven't used it yet. Set x to 1. And repeat. So we need a repeat block. Do we need a number? Yeah, we need the one that says 10. Repeat. This is length of answer. So we're going to go back into that variable, find that one again. Repeat length of answer. No questions in. If, we need if in the if block. I know this all sounds like mumbo jumbo. This all sounds like nonsense, but it will make sense. It will add up to a game. If not, so we need the math section. If there's a not, here it is here. It's if not, and the equals up. So this basically saying, actually, I'll save myself a bit of time here. Duplicate this one up here. So if not, the length of answer equals the length of sequence, which is what we wrote earlier. Play sound, toy honk until done. So that's in sounds. And you can pick your own. This is like a loser sound. So actually, I think they've actually deleted a lot of sounds off this. I'm going to leave it as pop because that's there. If you want to record a loser, like, what's the loser sound? They always say, wham, wham. You can, but I'm not going to do that. And stop all, because it is game over, unfortunately, if you've entered too many, basically. Let's say, like, if the sequence was only like 2 steps and you've entered like 5 steps, you obviously didn't match them up very well, you lose. I need an else. Oh no, I didn't say. I'll change x by 1. That's going to be in our variables. We're going to put them here, I believe. Yeah, and I'm going to say change x by 1. So I know that's a lot of code, guys. And as I was saying, guys, business, no, your game crashed. I hope you were logged in and you can refresh it and try and sort it out. It's a long way back to start it up from scratch again. And look, this video stays up online, so you'll be able to do it. You'll be able to keep going with it. Okay, actually, we've done a lot of the hard parts of the code here. We've done a lot of the hard parts. We only have like 2 steps left. So if you're with me, you're with me. I hope you're with me. So we've done all the way up to here. Happy. So this, we need to basically add a little bit of code to say, this is our next step, guys. I'm going to start the next step now. Step 5 for me. If they get the sequence correct, we will change the arrow to a check mark. So like a tick, play a sound, change it back to an arrow, and send a message to start the next round. So first we need to add a new costume to the arrow sprite and name it plus. Name it. Oh, look, I'll show you. we're basically talking to the arrow. We want to go to costumes. We want to add a new costume. The quickest way to do that is down here on the left hand side. So down here, you can see you can actually add costumes into a sprite. So we're going to choose a costume, and you can actually choose costumes from other things. I think this would be in letters. Oh, I guess not. I'm going to say tick, maybe. I think it's an American website. They probably say check. I'm going to say add this in. So I'm going to add that in, and you can see now one of the costumes of the arrows is the check mark, which is really cool because we're going to use that now. I don't want it to be like that now, but it's fine. We are going to say do I have that in? Repeat length of answer, I do. So I need basically to add in to the bottom of what we said before. So I'm going to go right into here where we said before. I'm going to say wait 0.5 seconds. So that's in our control. I'm going to say wait 0.5 seconds and switch costume to correct. Play to that. So we already said if it's not correct, we already have up here stop all, play the honk. So assume if we get to this point, we are right. So switch costume to correct. Switch costume to button A, which I think is the right one. Yeah, button A, which is the tick. Play sound. I'm going to say pop. They used to have a better sound library on Scratch, but it's gone now. Play sound pop until done, and then switch costume back to I think it was D. I think was the arrow that I was using. And then I want to say broadcast next round. That's really important. That's basically keeps the game going. Broadcast next round. That's what keeps this game going. And then, guys, there's only one more step. I'm surprised. I've had really a lot more steps than that. So basically what we want to say is, in our previous step, we broadcast message red, blue, green, and yellow. So we said broadcast all of these things, which we were like, whoa, what's that mean? Now let's add code to receive those messages. Let's actually put meaning to them. So basically we want to just link those who I'm actually going to just maybe somewhere fresh over here, maybe. I just need to add in to I'm going to add it to arrow, but you guys don't have to. I'm going to say when I receive. So this is actually really easy. I'm going to say when I receive red, and I go into my blocks. Oh no, maybe I have to say it in this one because it goes to the. Actually, I'm going to have to do it into the pad because we have the blocks in the pad, not in the arrow. So we're going to go broadcasts. When I receive blue, it's the blue my block, which we said was switch costume to blue, play the sound, switch to blank. So each one that we do here is actually something we coded at the start of the lesson. And you are wondering what we're doing. If you receive red, the red block. Let's go. If you receive green, you get the green. And obviously, if you get yellow, it's yellow. So let's go for it. Let's have the big test. Will Kieran's code work? Let's try it out. Okay. Oh, it's working so far. I think I might have got it wrong. This is a cool way to make beats. I think I got it wrong there. I think it should have stopped for whatever reason it hasn't. But guys, that's our lesson for this week. I know that was really complicated. I know that was a really advanced lesson. Actually, these lessons are marked expert, because they are for more advanced students. I'm really glad I had the reliable people up here who are die-hard coders, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's kind of hard, a large project, so I hope you enjoyed that. Now it was tricky, but you'll enjoy that now if you can get this working. And if you don't get it working, try and figure out where you went wrong. I mean, you got this whole video to look back on. I know you've only got half the project you can look at the instructions of, but actually there was only really like 2 steps here, maybe 3. And you can go back to the video. I think we started them at about 7:40. So about 40 minutes into the video, you can probably see those. But guys, next week, we're obviously, we're back up and running. Live lessons are back on Wednesdays. So we will be here next week. I have a request for a microbit lesson, so I'll have to have a think, see if I can think of a good microbit lesson to pull up. And we'll be back at it. And you'll have a full week of school, so hopefully you won't be too tired to log in and get your coding done for the day. I hope you've had a great summer, guys, and I hope you're ready for some really good lessons. You guys have been with me since the start, so you're experts at this stage. Guys, great to see everyone on board. Great to see everyone in the chat today, everyone catching up with each other. Hopefully there's going to be even more people back next week when schools are fully back in and people are back to normal routines. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. It was tricky. See you, Kingo. Good to see you in the coding group, in the coding club this week. And I'll hopefully see you next week, guys. Take it easy.